Alright guys, it's day 35, no, 36, and I forgot a spoon. It's been a while since I've done that. I put chocolate in my yogurt bowl today. So I have 2 pieces of chocolate that I'm gonna eat, and one is gonna go in my yogurt bowl and one's gonna go in my oatmeal bowl. And whichever one tastes better is the one that'll permanently have the chocolate in it. So let me show y'all my breakfast. Here's my 84 grams of egg whites, 4 eggs, spinach. Here's the yogurt bowl with the chocolate. And then, of course, my bread, turkey, bacon, and cheese. And then, once I eat this, I'm gonna make my oatmeal. So, yeah. I'm planning on leaving by 8:30 today, because I'm usually just early as hell to my class for no reason. But, yeah. Here's the macros. Today, I want to work on my accounting assignment a little bit. I want to edit my video. I want to read. I want to hit the gym macros and cardio. And I think I'll maybe try and stretch today. So that's 5 things. But yeah. Anyways, I'll see y'all when I'm eating my oatmeal. Goodbye. Oh my god. Okay, I don't know why my flash is on, but I have my oatmeal bowl done and it looks pretty ridiculous. So let me show y'all. Oh my gosh. Yeah. It's also like 1 trillion calories. This breakfast is pretty insane, but I think I still have like 2,200-ish calories for the, or not 2,000, 1,200 calories-ish for the day. And I know my lunch is like 600 calories. So I think I should be able to eat that plus my last meal, plus maybe like some pineapple or something before the gym. But yeah, I'm about to eat this and then take out the trash, do some other little things before I leave, and then go to school. And hopefully my accounting lesson is easy to understand, but we all know that's wishful thinking. But I'll see y'all when I'm eating my chicken and rice. So goodbye. Alright guys, it's time to eat my chicken and rice. My accounting class seemed easy to understand, but the homework is confusing the shit out of me. So, but I'm hoping to get 3 questions done, because there's 11 questions in the first part, so it'll take me 4 days to do that. Well, maybe 4 questions today, and then hopefully I can get it done in 2 days or something like that. I don't know. I guess it depends on how many questions are on the second assignment, but here's the macros for this meal, and here's the chicken. Woo! Anyways, I'm gonna eat this and then go to my biology class. So yeah, I'll see y'all when I'm at home doing who knows what. Goodbye. Alright guys, it's 11 something right now, and I'm eating my last meal because when I got home I literally just took a nap for 2 hours because I didn't have a car, but I should have read or done homework in that time, but I don't know. It was a good nap, but I'll probably be up late tonight because I still have to read, talk about what I read, and then edit my video and all that stuff. Ignore my dog. But today was legs. It was a good workout. I was 157 pounds this morning, I believe, point something. I don't remember. But so yeah, that's good. What else? I went to HEB. I was planning on spending $39, but I ended up spending $44 because I bought mouthwash, bought more bread, I bought 2 things of raspberries, I bought blueberries, and I brought strawberries. But yeah, it was a good workout. I think I only did 20 minutes of cardio just because I got to the gym kind of late and I didn't want to like not have time to go to HEB. But yeah, let me show you all my meal. This plate is fucking ginormous. But yeah, I'm pretty excited to eat that. Here's the macros for the meal. And yeah, I'm definitely over my macros today. Well, I already have the total macros for the day, but I'll show them whenever I read or whenever like I'm about to end the video. But yeah, it doesn't really matter because I think I should be fine. But yeah, I'm gonna eat this so I can start doing what needs to be done and reading. But yeah, so I'll see y'all when I'm talking about what I read. Goodbye. Alright guys, I did my reading and it's kind of like a comeback story for the Israelites in these next two chapters. So chapter 34 starts with the renewal of the tablets. The Lord calls Moses and tells him to cut two stone tablets, like the ones that he basically broke when he came back and saw the Israelites worshiping a golden calf, and he like dropped them and he broke them. He says, cut two stone tablets like the former, that I may write on them the words which were on the former tablets that you broke. And then he says, get ready for tomorrow because you're to go up to Mount Sinai. And then he says, no one should go with you. It's just you. Not even the sheep or the cattle are to graze in front of the mountain. So Moses cuts the stone tablets, and in the morning he goes up Mount Sinai like the Lord told him, and he takes the stone tablets with him. And then the Lord comes down in a cloud and stands there and proclaims the name Lord. And then it says, so the Lord passed before him and proclaimed, the Lord, a God gracious and merciful, slow to anger and abounding in love and fidelity, continuing his love for 1,000 generations and forgiving wickedness, rebellion, and sin, yet not declaring the guilty guiltless, but bringing punishment for their parents' wickedness on children and children's children to the 3rd and 4th generation. So that's kind of like a callback to when he said, like, if you're wicked, I'll curse your generation to the 3rd and 4th generations, but if you're loyal, then I'll bless your generations like to the 1,000th. So, and then after hearing this, Moses kneels and bows to the ground, and then he says, if I find favor with you, Lord, please, Lord, come along in our company. This is indeed a stiff-necked people, yet pardon our wickedness and sins and claim us as your own. So he's still trying to, basically ask the Lord to accompany them in their travels, even though the Israelites committed a very grave sin. And then so that's the end of the first part, and then the second part is called the religious laws, and it's kind of like a repetition of the laws that he had given them, but I'll just go over them again. The Lord said, here's the covenant I will make before all your people. I will perform marvels never before done in any nation anywhere on earth, so that all the people among whom you live may see the work of the Lord. All inspiring are the deeds I will perform with you. As for you, observe what I am commanding you today. See, I am about to drive out, then he names all like the different tribes that he's going to drive out of the land that they're meant to go to, the Amorites, Canaanites, Hittites, Perizzites, Hivites, and Jebusites, and says, take care not to make a covenant with the inhabitants of the land that you are to enter, lest they become a snare among you. He basically says, like, don't even interact with these people, because if you do, they could just become like a blemish to you. Then it says, tear down their altars, smash their sacred stones, and cut down their asherahs. So asherahs are like totem poles, basically, to worship like this one goddess of the Canaanites. And it says, you shall not bow down to any other god, for the Lord, jealous, his name is a jealous God. Do not make a covenant with the inhabitants of the land, else when they prostitute themselves with their gods and sacrifice to them, one of them may invite you, and you may partake of the sacrifice. And when you take their daughters as wives for your sons, and their daughters prostitute themselves with their gods, they will make your sons do the same. You shall not make for yourselves molten gods. So yeah, new rule: don't make yourself a golden calf. And then it says, you shall keep the festival of unleavened bread for 7 days at the appointed time in the month of Abib. You are to eat unleavened bread as I commanded you, for in the month of Abib you came out of Egypt. So that's kind of just like a reiteration of like the 7 day festival that there's like meant to do every single year on the month that the Israelites were taken out of Egypt. And it says, this is like another restatement from like a past, like basically what the covenant was when they first came out of Egypt. And it says, to me belongs every male that opens the womb along to me belongs every male that opens the womb along all your livestock, whether in the herd or in the flock. The firstling of a donkey, so the firstborn of a donkey, you shall redeem with a lamb. If you do not redeem it, you must break its neck. The firstborn among your sons you shall redeem. No one shall appear before me empty-handed. Then it talks about how 6 days you may labor, but on the seventh you shall rest. And then it says, you shall keep the Feast of Weeks with the first fruits of the wheat harvest, likewise the Feast of the Ingathering at the close of the year. So I think those are like two feasts or like events that they were meant to maintain. Then it says, 3 times a year all your men shall appear before the Lord God of Israel. Since I will drive out the nations before you and enlarge your territory, no one will covet your land. When you go up 3 times a year to appear before the Lord your God. You shall not offer me the blood of sacrifice with anything leavened, nor shall the sacrifice of the Passover feast be kept overnight for the next day. The choicest first fruits of your soil you shall bring to the house of the Lord your God. You shall not boil a young goat in its mother's milk. So I do remember the young goat, or that you shall not boil a young goat in its mother's milk being mentioned earlier in the Bible, or like in Exodus. And then after that comes the radiance of Moses' face. Then it says, then the Lord said to Moses, write down these words, for in accordance with these words I have made a covenant with you and with Israel. So Moses was there with the Lord for 40 days and 40 nights again, without eating any food or drinking any water, and he wrote on the tablets the words of the covenant, the 10 words. As Moses came down from Mount Sinai with the 2 tablets of the covenant in his hands, he did not know that the skin of his face had become radiant while he spoke with the Lord. And basically when like Aaron and the Israelites see him and like they see his radiant face, they're like scared. And then Moses basically like they're scared to come near him. And then they only do so after Moses calls them and like, calls them back to him. And then he tells them everything that the Lord tells him, or everything that the Lord told him on Mount Sinai. And when Moses finishes like speaking with them, he puts a veil over his face. And then it says, whenever Moses entered the presence of the Lord to speak with him, he removed the veil until he came out again. On coming out, he would tell the Israelites all that had been commanded. Then the Israelites would see that the skin of Moses' face was radiant, so he would put the veil over his face again. Alright, so that's chapter 34. And then chapter 35 is kind of where I got like the comeback story, I guess. So it starts with the Sabbath regulations, and it says, Moses assembled the whole Israelite community and said to them, these are the words the Lord has commanded to be observed. Then it says, on 6 days you can work, 7th day you shall rest. You shall not even light a fire in any of your dwellings on the Sabbath day. So really driving it home to not work on the 7th day. And then comes a collection of materials. So these are the materials that, you remember like all those items that, and like, things that the Lord told Moses that he would have built for him when he returned. He basically tells the whole Israelite community to go get all the things, right? It says, Moses said, this is what the Lord has commanded, receive from among you contributions for the Lord. Everyone as his heart prompts him shall bring as a contribution to the Lord gold, silver, and bronze, violet, purple, and scarlet yarn, fine linen and goat hair, ram skin dyed red, tahash skins, acacia wood, oil for the light, spices for the anointing oil and for the fragrant incense, onyx stones, other gems, all the stuff that was listed not like a few chapters ago. And then comes the call for the artisans. So basically like all the people who were going to build these things. It says, "Let every artisan among you come and make all that the Lord has commanded: the tabernacle with its tent, its covering, its clasps, its frames, its bars, its column, and its pedestals, the ark, the table, the menorah, the altar of incense, the altar for burnt offerings, the hangings of the court, the tent pegs for the tabernacle and for the court with their ropes, the service cloths for use in the sanctuary, the sacred vestments for Aaron, the priest, and the vestments for his sons in their ministry." Okay, and then comes the contribution. So everybody in the Israelite community leaves Moses' presence, and since all their hearts are moved, everyone like brings like a bunch of contributions to the Lord, right? Like, you know, the men and the women brought brooches, earrings, rings, necklace, various like all their gold articles. Everyone who had things to offer offered them. And then it says, everyone who happened to have violet, purple, or scarlet yarn, fine linen, or goat hair, ram skin, dyed red, or Tahash skins brought them. Whoever could make a contribution of silver or bronze offered it to the Lord, and everyone who happened to have acacia wood for any part of the work brought it. You know, so basically the whole community is coming together to do what the Lord demanded them to do. And then comes the artisans. So this is the last part. It says, Moses said to the Israelites, now he's going to get the two guys that the Lord said that he would basically give like all the knowledge and understanding to do like everything. So it says, Moses said to the Israelites, see, the Lord has singled out Bezalel, son of Uri, son of Hur, of the tribe of Judah, and has filled him with a divine spirit of skill and understanding and knowledge in every craft, in the production of embroidery, in making things of gold, silver, or bronze, in cutting and mounting precious stones, in carving wood, and in every other craft. He has also given both him and Aholiab, son of Ahisamach, of the tribe of Dan, the ability to teach others. He has endowed them with the skills to execute all types of work: engraving, embroidering, the making of variegated cloth of violet, purple and scarlet yarn, and fine linen thread, weaving, and all other arts and crafts. So that's how those two chapters end. So, you know, it's good to see the Israelites are back on the right track, essentially. So now we have 5 more chapters before I'm done with Exodus. Honestly, I'm gonna look. I wonder how many books are in Leviticus. Oh, Leviticus is kind of short. Interesting. Well, yeah, so I like that chapter. I like those 2 chapters. Very, very positive chapters in my opinion. But yeah, it's 12:36. I don't know if I'm gonna edit my video tonight. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. But anyways, I think that's all from me for today. So here's the macros for the whole day. And yeah, wait, let me accurately say what my what my weight was today. 157.6 pounds is what I was today. So look, I'm just doing this right now because why not? Let's see how much we've gained. So 157.6 minus the 143 pounds I was when I started. So we've gained 14.6 pounds. I don't know if that's good or not, but I mean, it's day 36. This series is gonna go for like at least 18 weeks or like more, right? I think 18 weeks. 18 divided by 4.5 months ish, maybe more, but I don't know. I guess I'll see how far I can push the bulk, but yeah, I'm yapping now. So if you're watching this, thank you very much. And yeah, like if you want, subscribe if you want, comment if you want, and I will see y'all tomorrow for day 36 or 37. Yeah, 37. So goodbye.